Hey guys, Sarah here, correspondent with that hashtag show, bringing you the latest in movie reviews. If you've seen some of my other videos, you know I am a huge horror fan, so this first review is right up my alley. This last weekend, The Lazarus Effect came out, and if you look at the official synopsis on IMDb, this movie is about a group of medical students who find a way to bring dead patients back to life. Yeah, that's about right. This movie is directed by newbie director David Gelb and written by Luke Dawson and Jeremy Slater. Now, this combo of people I thought was rather odd. So you've got this really new director, and you've got a writer who adapted the American version of Shudder, so that one kind of makes sense. And then you've got the guy who wrote on the newest Fantastic Four movie. Okay. But then you've got this great B-list cast. You have Mark Duplass, Olivia Wilde, Donald Glover, Evan Peters, and Sarah Bolger. So, okay, I'm on board. Let's do this. If this movie sounds familiar to you, it's probably because you've seen it. Even producer Jason Blum said that it is a huge nod to the 80s film Flatliners. So even when I saw the trailer, my first thought was Pet Sematary. They brought a dog back to life. So at least I knew I was in the right vein of movies. Lazarus follows the same reanimation horror formula that we've all come to know. There's a mad scientist who has a god complex who is doing everything for the person they love. And of course, whether you're an atheist or you're a devout Christian, if you start stepping in God's territory, there's going to be some dire consequences. I mean, the serum is even called Lazarus. If you don't know what that is, you should absolutely look it up. I could dive into these actors and these characters and if they did a good job or didn't do a good job, but I really don't see the point. All of these characters are pretty flat. They're all pretty generic and anyone could have played them. And even though this movie had such an all-star cast, Lazarus just kind of trips over itself and keeps getting in its own way. And even when trying to ask bigger questions about life and death and science and religion, everything's just pretty glossed over and they don't really delve into it the way I think that they should have. As you see in the trailer, Olivia Wilde's character Zoe accidentally dies and is brought back to life by her distraught fiance. See that formula I was talking about? Doing everything for the one that you love. After coming back, we learned that even though she was dead to us for an hour, she was living in hell for years. Now, I feel like that probably should have been important and that I probably should have paid more attention, but then I kept thinking back to the dog and how the dog was dead, and if there was a doggy, it's not important. So, back to the movie. Everything up to this point made perfect sense to me. They're documenting this hopeful triumph of bringing people back to life with these animals that they're testing on. The dog comes back and he's not quite normal. They lose grant money because these animal tests are under the radar. They weren't supposed to be doing them. And then Zoe forgetting to take off all her jewelry when flipping the switch for the animal and accidentally electrocutes herself, causing her death. You see all of this in the trailer. I'm not giving anything away. But after Zoe is brought back to life, the movie just becomes one giant clusterfuck. I mean, why is any of this happening in the first place? Now, I understand that she's been dead and she was living in hell, but I feel like that experience isn't going to quite make you turn on all your friends and your fiance and make you murder everybody and go on a giant killing spree. But, I have all these other questions that are incredibly frustrating for me. And not going to go into them because I don't want to spoil anything for those of you who actually decided to go see this movie because of this wonderful review that I'm giving it. So if you did happen to go see this movie and you want to talk about it, please leave a comment below. I will absolutely get back to you. You can even tweet at me. My Twitter handle is rogue1283. I am sure it's down here somewhere. Feel free to follow. I am happy to chat about this and we can discuss the Lazarus Effect even more. So thank you so much for watching again. I'm Sarah, correspondent with that hashtag show, and make sure you subscribe to our channel to keep up to date on everything trending in geek pop culture.